Cedric de Leon. I am professor of sociology and labor studies at UMass. I was involved in a kind of faculty support role. So when the students were arrested initially on October 25th, a number of us started what we called a kind of ad hoc committee of faculty members and staff who were concerned about the fact that the UMass administration was now arresting UMass students for peaceful protest, which, as you know, as far as we know, was a kind of a rare event. We started organizing after the October 25th, 2023 arrests, beginning in November. We did a petition drive. We tried to pressure the faculty senate to act. We put pressure on the chancellor through various actions, such as, for example, disrupting his inauguration. You know, people on this campus banded together. There was like real solidarity there, and it was like a beautiful thing to see. So, I mean, it's regrettable that even though that solidarity was joyful and peaceful, it was repressed in a violent fashion. But I think we can't take away from that, I think, very positive outcome. We said, disclose, divest. We will not stop. We will not rest, right? And that's what we wanted. We wanted and do want the administration to disclose whatever shady investments they have in these shady like weapons manufacturers all over the world, which I feel like as a public university, as a citizens of this university, we deserve just basic, like as a basic principle to know. So that's disclosure. And then to divest from those shady investments, you know, in companies that we know for a fact are doing harm to human beings around the world, right? And yes, I believe that divestment is a realistic goal. The way that I know this is that other universities have divested. There was clear movement towards exploring the idea of what divestment might look like, and perhaps even a timeline of when it would happen. And then the administration betrayed us. They betrayed all of us. Okay, so the fact is, it's a perfectly realistic. I mean, it's not easy, okay, but I think it's a realistic objective. For us to ask for disclosure and divestment. Why? Because many other organizations, including, you know, learned societies, universities, and colleges, have already done it. So clearly, if they can, then surely we can. Inviting state riot police to campus to violently arrest students, faculty, and community members, running students down, right, tackling them to the ground, putting knees into their backs, and then zip tying their hands, and leaving them to be handcuffed in that way for 10 hours on their bellies in the Mullins Center is shameful. It is the most disgraceful thing. I've been a professor for a long time. It's the most disgraceful thing that I have ever seen on a university campus. You don't deserve that. We don't deserve that. And it was completely unnecessary. They didn't have to then go ahead and hand down student conduct charges that put students on probation, that made them ineligible for housing on campus, that jeopardized their study abroad. I mean, these are real effects, and they cost students and their families thousands of dollars, right? In order to be accepted into study abroad, you have to like pay, because there are outside agencies that organize study abroad. And so students and their families have to pay in advance if they get accepted into the study abroad program. Well, some of them peacefully protested on October 25th, and they were informed by the administration that they were no longer eligible for study abroad, which meant that thousands of dollars that they paid, were lost. I feel like SJP and dissenters did an a beautiful job taking care of the people in the encampment. You know, when community members came with children, there was childcare provided. There was always food, water for hydration. Um, there were people who were designated to speak to police. There were people designated to address health issues. It was really a kind of like wonderful kind of like community setting, and it was super peaceful and actually joyful. And the only reason why it didn't remain that way is not because of the way that SJP and dissenters set up the encampment. It was because of the decision of the administration to send in state riot police to basically destroy the encampment. The sheer severity and injustice with which this administration has dealt with our students it's unpardonable, and they could do that differently.